You are welcome to my channel. This time we are looking at all the videos on the books that we have published under this management textbook review. We decided to put everything into a story format, not as a textbook but as a short story, enacting the book so that we can easily grab what is being said. So today we're going to look at the chapter on which deals with leadership and change management by John P. Cotter. So we're going to look at it. Chapter 1, Leadership and Change Management, inspired by the works of John P. Cotter. A storm in the boardroom. The tension in the room was palpable. Chairs creaked, coffee mugs remained untouched, and the air was thick with uncertainty. At the head of the table sat Helen Osei, the newly appointed COE of Kentucky Global, a mid-sized tech company stumbling under the weight of outdated system, low morale, and diminishing marketing shares. She cleared her throat. "We need to change," she said, her voice steady but firm. "Not tomorrow, now." The old guard shifted uncomfortably. For years, they had thrived in stability, dismissing the whispers of transformation as corporate noise. But Helen, inspired by the teaching of a leadership expert, John P. Cotter, was not here to maintain status quo. She was here to ignite movements. So creating an urgency. Change doesn't start with a meeting, it starts with a wake-up call. Helen opened the blinds behind her, letting sunlight pour in. She pressed a button and a presentation flickered to life. It wasn't the usual optimistic fluff. It was raw. Declining sale, customers complain, competitors' innovations. Her final slide reads, "Change or become obsolete." The room fell silent. Cotter's first created urgency was in motion. It wasn't about spreading fear, but about revealing the truth. People don't move unless they feel the ground shaking beneath their feet, forming a powerful coalition. That evening, Helen met privately with her leadership team. She didn't need allies in title. She needed believers in vision. She identified change champions, Nia from production development, who had long advocated for agile practice, Uche from human resources, whose empathy could anchor turbulent transition, and Malik, the operation lead, who believed in execution over excuses. Cotter's second step, building, guiding coalition, requires assembling a group with influence, credibility, and trust. Helen didn't just pick the loudest noise, she chose those whose quiet conviction could echo across departments, developing a clear vision and strategy. By the end of the week, they had sketched a future that felt bold but attainable. Kentucky wouldn't merely adopt digital tools, it would become a hub of innovation rooted in customer-centric solutions. The vision had to be clear, not a 10-paragraph mission statement, but a single line that would fit in an elevator speech. Simplify life through smart tech. And the strategy, agile teams, data-driven decision-making, and a flattened structure to empower voices from the ground up, communicating the vision. Changes lives or dies in the strength of his communication. Helen didn't hide behind emails. She walked the floor. She held town halls, ate lunch in the cafeteria. With every story, every anecdote, she embedded the vision into the company's DNA. According to Cotter, The message must be simple, repetitive, and believable. Helen repeated the vision so that even skeptics begin quoting her during meetings, empowering others to act in the vision. Resistance came as expected. Some managers clung to old ways, others fear losing their relevance. Helen didn't punish dissent. She listened. She adjusted training programs, reassigned blockers, and flattened bottlenecks. By removing obstacles and delegating authority, she turned hesitation into momentum. Empowering meant tools, trust, and time. Generating short-time wins. 6 weeks in, Kentucky launched a revamped support portal. Response time dropped by 40%. Customers noticed, so did employees. Helen celebrated the win, not with a grand party, but with handwritten thank you notes and a small bonus to the team behind the effort. Carter stressed short-term wins as fuel for the long journey. Momentum is built brick by brick, consolidating gains and producing more changes. The wins grew. Innovation hubs were launched. Cross-functional teams formed organically. Helen warned the team. The enemy of progress is complacency. She reviewed every process with fresh eyes. One success led to the next. The culture wasn't just changing, it was evolving. Anchoring new approaches in the culture. 6 months later, new hires were surprised to hear Kentucky had ever resisted change. Collaboration, speed, and innovation were now woven into the performances, reviews, onboarding sections, and even hallway chatter. Culture was no longer a poster, it was a practice. The ripple effect. Change management, as Carter taught, is not about control, but conviction. Helen didn't transform Kentucky by commanding loyalty. She earned it through clarity, courage, and consistency. The once weary boardroom had become a command center of possibilities. The old guy didn't just adapt, they became mentors to the new wave. And in a world where so many initiatives collapsed under their own weight, Kentucky rose, not because it had to, but because it chose to. You are welcome. If you enjoy this story, like, subscribe, and join us as we continue chapter by chapter for the whole 46 chapters of the book Management Review Textbook. Thank you.